Why Argentina won't win the 2026 World Cup. Argentina arrive at the 2026 World Cup carrying something that very few nations have ever experienced: the weight of being defending champions. 4 years ago, Lionel Messi finally completed football. After decades of pressure, criticism, heartbreak, and near misses, he lifted the World Cup trophy in Qatar and cemented his place among the greatest players to ever play the game. For Argentina, it was the perfect ending, or at least it seemed that way. Now they're back. Back as champions. Back as one of the favorites. Back with Lionel Messi for one final World Cup adventure. And that's exactly why many people believe Argentina can do it again. But history suggests otherwise. In fact, no nation has successfully defended a men's World Cup title since Brazil in 1962. That's more than 60 years ago. Think about all the great teams that have tried and failed. Brazil in 1966, Germany in 1994, France in 2006, Spain in 2014, Germany in 2018. Every single defending champion eventually discovered just how difficult it is to stay on top of world football. And Argentina may be about to learn the same lesson. This isn't because Argentina are weak. Far from it. They remain one of the strongest teams in the tournament. They have world-class players throughout the squad, an elite goalkeeper, an experienced defense, a talented midfield, multiple attacking threats, and arguably the best international manager in football today. But World Cups aren't won on paper. They're won by surviving pressure. And Argentina face more pressure than anyone. Every opponent wants to beat the champions. Every opponent wants their moment. Every opponent treats the match like a final. That's the reality of defending a World Cup. The target on your back becomes enormous, and Argentina are about to experience exactly that. Let's begin with the obvious topic: Lionel Messi. Even at 39 years old, Messi remains Argentina's most important player. His intelligence is unmatched. His vision is world-class. His ability to control a football match remains extraordinary. The problem isn't Messi's quality. The problem is time. Eventually, every player declines, no matter how great they are, no matter how many trophies they win, no matter how special they seem. Age catches everyone. Messi is no exception. Coming into this tournament, there have already been concerns surrounding his fitness and workload. Recent injury management and muscle issues have limited his preparation time heading into the competition. Now let's be clear. A fit Messi can still decide matches. A fit Messi can still produce moments that nobody else can. But Argentina are no longer relying on the 26-year-old version of Messi that could run through entire defenses. They are relying on a veteran who must be carefully managed. And that creates challenges. The World Cup is brutal. 7 matches in just over a month. Travel, recovery, pressure, knockout football. Every minute matters. One injury could completely change Argentina's tournament. And while Argentina have evolved beyond complete Messi dependence, his influence remains enormous. Then there's the question of motivation. One of the reasons Argentina was so dangerous in 2022 was their hunger. Everything was building toward that moment. Messi wanted his World Cup. The squad wanted to make history. The nation desperately wanted redemption. That emotional drive pushed them through difficult situations. But can you replicate that same hunger after already reaching the summit? That's a challenge every champion faces. The chase is often easier than the defense. Winning is hard. Staying on top is even harder. The next concern involves the squad itself. Many of the heroes from Qatar remain in the team. Emiliano Martinez, Cristian Romero, Rodrigo de Paul, Nicolas Tagliafico, Lionel Messi, Lautaro Martinez. Several of these players are now older than they were in 2022. That's completely normal. But international football moves quickly. The difference between 28 and 32 can be significant. The difference between 35 and 39 can be enormous. Argentina have introduced young talent into the squad. Players like Nico Paz and other emerging stars provide energy and excitement. However, integrating young players into a championship-winning team is never simple. You need enough experience, but not too much. You need enough youth, but not too much. Finding that balance can be difficult, and sometimes the transition period arrives sooner than expected. Defensively, Argentina remains strong. Cristian Romero is one of the most aggressive centre-backs in world football. Emiliano Martinez is arguably the best tournament goalkeeper on the planet. Their defensive structure under Lionel Scaloni has been one of their greatest strengths. But there are cracks beginning to appear. Recent injuries have forced squad adjustments, including defensive replacements shortly before the tournament. One injury alone isn't catastrophic, but tournaments often become wars of attrition. The deeper you go, the more injuries matter, the more suspensions matter, the more squad depth matters, and Argentina may discover that their depth isn't quite as strong as it was 4 years ago. Another concern is the midfield. Now, before Argentine fans attack me in the comments, hear me out. This midfield is excellent. Alexis McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, Rodrigo de Paul, world-class players, players capable of controlling matches, players capable of dominating possession. But unlike Spain, Argentina don't always overwhelm opponents through midfield control. They often rely on structure, intensity, organization, and moments of quality. If one or two key midfielders are unavailable, the entire balance of the team changes. That's especially dangerous against elite opposition. Then there's the issue of the knockout path. Argentina should comfortably advance from Group J. They enter as overwhelming favorites against Algeria, Austria, and Jordan. But that's not where World Cups are won. The real challenge begins afterward. The expanded format means there are more teams, more matchups, more unpredictability, more opportunities for chaos. Eventually, Argentina will have to beat elite nations, potentially several in a row. Maybe France, maybe Spain, maybe England, maybe Brazil, maybe Germany. The margins between these teams are tiny. One mistake can end everything. One penalty shootout can end everything. One bad performance can end everything. That's why defending a World Cup is so rare. You don't just need quality, you need consistency. And consistency is difficult when every opponent is targeting you. Another reason Argentina may struggle is expectations. Pressure can inspire teams, but it can also become a burden. In 2022, Argentina carried hope. In 2026, they carry expectation. Those are very different things. Hope gives freedom. Expectation demands results. Every match will be analyzed, every substitution questioned, every performance dissected. The deeper Argentina go, the heavier that pressure becomes. Of course, one reason many people still believe in Argentina is Lionel Scaloni. And honestly, that's understandable. Scaloni has been remarkable. He's built one of the most cohesive international teams in football. His tactical flexibility has become one of Argentina's greatest strengths. Unlike many international managers, Scaloni adapts. He changes systems. He adjusts lineups. He responds to opponents. That adaptability helped Argentina win the World Cup in Qatar. And it could help them again. But even great managers face difficult realities. No coach can stop injuries. No coach can reverse aging. No coach can eliminate pressure. Eventually, players must decide matches. And that's where Argentina's challenge becomes clear. Their stars are slightly older. Their opponents are stronger. Their target is bigger. And history is working against them. Remember, the last nation to successfully defend a World Cup title was Brazil in 1962. Argentina are attempting something that generations of elite teams have failed to achieve. That doesn't mean it's impossible. It simply means it's incredibly difficult. And perhaps that's the biggest reason Argentina won't win the World Cup. Not because they're weak, not because they're poorly coached, not because they lack talent, but because the standard required to defend a World Cup is almost impossible. Everything has to go right. Your stars must stay healthy. Your veterans must perform. Your young players must contribute. Your manager must make the right decisions. You must survive penalty shootouts. You must avoid major injuries. You must handle pressure. And you must do all of that against the best teams on earth. Argentina can absolutely win this tournament. In fact, they remain one of the favorites. Their chemistry is exceptional. Their manager is outstanding. Their goalkeeper is elite. Their attack contains proven winners. And Lionel Messi is still capable of producing magic. But if Argentina fail to lift the trophy in 2026, don't be surprised. History says defending champions usually fall. Age says time eventually catches everyone. The tournament format says chaos is inevitable. And the competition says there are simply too many great teams standing in their way. Argentina have all the tools required to become back-to-back world champions. But they also face one of the hardest challenges in sports: repeating history. And that is exactly why Argentina may not win the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So what do you think? Can Messi lead Argentina to one final World Cup triumph? Can Scaloni achieve what no manager has done in over 60 years? Or will Argentina join the long list of defending champions who fell short? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next World Cup story time.